Welcome in. What's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a Roll Tide inside the comment box? The cold summer is getting colder. My name is Kyle Henderson, and welcome to Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Monday, June 24th. 3 have been predicted to come to Alabama, and that is 3 5-stars. We're going to talk about those 5 stars on the show today. I appreciate you guys being here. If you could take a minute and hit the thumbs up on this video. Think about becoming a fan funder, $2.99 to support the product right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate it. And let me know where you guys are watching from inside the comment box. I see Michael, I see Pappy, and I see Linda inside the comment box. Good morning to everybody right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Larry, good morning. Let everybody get checked in. As you see, the 5 stars are coming. That's the title of the video. 3 have been predicted to come to Alabama, 3 5-stars. And this is by big-time names in the recruiting industry that are tapped in, that know the back ends, that know the coaches, that talk to the players at Alabama, talk to the coaches at Alabama, and understand who's next to commit. So this is what happened this past weekend was certainly legendary, as Mo Linquist said. And we're going to talk about the 5 stars that are predicted to come to Alabama. And we're going to talk about the headlines as well. What's going on, Michael? I see you coming in from Ocean Springs, and everybody else inside the comment box. Micah DeBose committed this weekend. And what was most amazing about that, and I'm sure you guys saw it, was the fact that they had Ryan Williams, who I kind of refer to, he's here at the bottom of our screen, as a chess piece for Alabama. Now, he's from the state of Alabama, from LA, where the high school football talent is absolutely phenomenal. And they're utilizing him as kind of the lead recruiter. You know, you have Courtney Morgan up top, and then you have Ryan Williams, who has been doing a fantastic job recruiting this class, but specifically the in-state guys. And he gets his good friend in Micah DeBose. He gets up to the podium. You saw it. He introduces him. Micah DeBose, who comes up, is an absolute monster. Henry, thank you so much for the super chat. Comes up, gives him a big hug, and he announces that he's coming home to Tuscaloosa from LA. That's Lower Alabama. John, what's going on? I appreciate you guys getting inside the comment box. Good morning to everybody on this fine Monday. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Vanna, I see you inside the comment box as well. So Micah DeBose is in. And what's amazing about this, and we'll kind of zoom in and out, but you talk about the prospects that are predicted to come to Alabama. Well, let's talk about this great wall that Alabama is building. Coach Kapilovic, Courtney Morgan, Keilon Russell putting together a fantastic wall. Okay, so you have Mal Waldrop, right, 6'5", 330 pounds, really out of the backyard of Auburn. What's up, Jimmy Lee? I appreciate you being here this morning. You have Michael Carroll coming in, 6'6", 310. Jackson Lloyd, 6'6", 280, and Micah DeBose, who is the newest Alabama football commit as an offensive lineman. What's amazing about each of these linemen is I think that while the size certainly stands out to me, I think what we've seen from these guys in their offensive film is the fact that they are really athletic. For example, Jackson Lloyd out of California. We're going to talk about that California pipeline here at the bottom of the segment. Super athletic. I mean, you see the guy running the court on the basketball court and throwing down an absolute slam. So those are the type of athletic linemen that are going to fit inside of this particular system. Webbs, what's up, Kyle? You got to cut a video about the guys seeing Bama's burning. For sure, right? I mean, I think there's been a lot of people outside that have wanted to see Alabama burn, that have wanted to believe that the castle was burning, but it must be super frustrating when you wake up this Monday and it wasn't a bad dream. These are the latest prospects that have been committed, that have been forecasted, rather, to commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Say it again. I mean, the 5 stars, Dejon Lee, the 5 stars, the number 1 player in the state of California, right? Caleb Cunningham, 5-star wide receiver out of Mississippi. Ty Haywood, offensive lineman out of the state of Texas. I mean, this is a nightmare for everybody else in college football. I feel that people felt, and LSU, I guess you could point to a lot of the personalities maybe at LSU or whatever it was going to be. They were upset. They felt that this was going to be kind of the end of Alabama's run. It wasn't. This could be the start of something that is even greater than what we had in the past, which is, you know, kind of hard to believe considering what all the Alabama fans went through the last, 6 months or whatever. But, you know, this momentum that they have is really something special. I'm going to talk about the headlines real quick before I talk about these individual players. Let's kind of zoom down and talk about the fact that Keilon Russell really started it all. At the bottom of your screen, that's Ryan Williams just throwing up a graphic because he's been a spearheader. But let's talk about this, and then we'll talk about the 3 prospects that are 5 stars that are predicted to come to Alabama. Take a pause, hit the thumbs up for the quality content. You guys deserve quality content. I think anybody can turn on a computer and talk Alabama football, but you want quality, right? This is the standard of Alabama football. This is the reason we have 106,000 subscribers. So take a minute, hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe. And remember, this is what I do for a full-time basis. This is my livelihood. I appreciate you guys being here. Keilon Russell started it all. Did you know, I was looking this morning, after Keilon Russell committed in June, he was their first commitment. Good morning, Javion. What's up? I see you inside the comment box. So Alabama doesn't have any commitments in the month of June. Okay, you're going in, you're starting to see the hype, but you're like, where are the guys at? Okay, where are these guys coming from? And then Keilon Russell commits. He flips, okay? And it's a big flip, and I don't care where he was from. The guy's an absolute baller. And I've said this again, and I'll say this tomorrow probably. SMU did a really good job recruiting, and they knew about him. Well, Keilon Russell flips and commits to Alabama. After that, it was a landslide of prospects committing to Alabama. After Keilon Russell, you have 7 commitments so far in the month of June, along with Keilon. So really 8, right? And there's a prospect committing that we'll talk about in just a minute that is committing on the 28th. That would be 9 commitments for the month of June. This has been the cold summer that Courtney Morgan has been talking about. Sark After Dark, what's going on? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for the support. But when you get your quarterback on board, it does so much for Alabama. And specifically, really any program, right? But your quarterback is your captain. And then what happens in the middle of June is Keilon Russell, and everyone's like, well, how is he going to be? What is he like? Well, he goes out to the Elite 11, and he wins the Elite 11 award, right? And then guess what he does after that? He starts calling his prospects. He's like, come on, come over here. I want you guys to be a part of something great. 130 in this morning. I appreciate it. If you guys would hit the thumbs up, I appreciate you guys being here. And so what Keilon Russell does is he's up there and he's like, yeah, these are the guys that I want to come be a part of something bigger than yourselves. And he talks about the fact that he's thriving to get better, thriving for greatness. And he goes out and wins the award, the most coveted summer award that a quarterback can win. And that is Keilon Russell. So he's kind of the guy that started it all. And you go back to this wall that they're building around Keilon Russell. It's impressive. Mal Waldrop, Michael Carroll, Jackson Lloyd, Micah DeBose is the newest to jump on board. So we get to kind of the lead off on the tip. And Jonathan, what's up? Good morning, C-Dub. I appreciate you. I saw that you just followed me on Instagram, Mr. Kyle Henderson on Instagram, Bama, YouTube on Twitter. I don't tweet my life away, only kind of significant tweets when we're live or breaking news or whatever. Southern Red, good morning. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining us. So then you get to this point in time, and, the weekend was hot. I mean, Micah DeBose commits, and you start to see Steve Whitfong, who covers On3 recruiting. He's one of the biggest names, and if not the biggest name in the industry when it comes to breaking news, having that intel, right? And he drops 3 bombs. I think they were Saturday going into Sunday. And Hood Jesus wants Khalil Lockett as well. That could be certainly another name for a 5-star to watch. But Steve Whitfong gets on, and, man, when he puts in a prediction, he has better sources than anybody else, right? That's why he was hired from 24/7 to On3, because he has the absolute scoop. So he says that Deshaun Lee puts in a prediction for Deshaun Lee. This is huge. I mean, if we've looked at Deshaun Lee a couple times, you see that he's 6'4". Let's call him 6'4". That's what Greg Biggins, one of the most highly touted recruiting analysts out of California, said. Out of Mission Viejo, a mecca of high school football talent. You've seen what's happening with USC in terms of them losing their prospects. And Deshaun Lee, it seems like, and you're probably out there and you're like, well, there's really nothing new because we've known about Deshaun Lee. We felt that it was pretty confident for Deshaun Lee to be able to have Alabama as the favorite. But now that you have these bigger names in the recruiting industry start to say that he's looking like an Alabama lean, this is significant. 6'4". And I've always liked corners that are long, that are rangy. And I was asking this on another video. Maybe you could help me out inside the comment box if you're here. Who have been Alabama's tallest corners that we've had in the past? I think in today's game of college football, grass, basketball, whatever you want to call it. What's up, Gary? I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for being here. Got the energy. Yeah, and today's show, it'll probably wrap up at 8, and then kind of as news happens, I got, stuff to do. That's why I'm a little bit DAP this morning, but I appreciate you guys being here. So it would be a monumental add on the defensive side for Alabama to get Deshaun Lee. Now with Caleb Cunningham, this guy, and I've talked about this before, you have Acklandier, who's a running back out of Mississippi, who's a 5-star. You got Caleb Cunningham, who's a 5-star. Mississippi has a ton of high school football talent that is elite this year. Al Sanders, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Good morning. Thank you for very much for being a member of the Undefeated. Jeremiah, what's going on? Eli Ricks definitely was tall. He had some size to him for sure. Caleb Cunningham comes in here, and how can you look when you're a wide receiver specifically? You come in here and you get coached up by Jamarcus Shepard. Everybody saw Jamarcus Shepard and what he was bringing in terms of the fire. Jamarcus Shepard, I think that his future, like, enjoy these guys while you have them, because one of the great things about Alabama's football staff right now is they are young. It's kind of the bad news as well, because people are going to start, the thing that happens when you're a really good coach and you can't get the head coach is you start to pluck away the assistants. We've seen that happen with Nate Oates, and it happened forever to Coach Saban. I mean, since I've been here, I cover like 7 different offensive coordinators. I mean, it's just the name of the game. With Jamarcus Shepard, he's a passing game coordinator. He's a wide receiver coach. He's an assistant head football coach, and he has the energy that people want to be around. People want to be around people who are positive. People want to be around people who are uplifting, and Jamarcus Shepard has that. He's also coached some wide receivers that have gone to the NFL draft. You look at what he did at Purdue. You look at what he did at Washington. His wide receivers were fire. And no disrespect to Holman Wiggins, because I think he did a really good job for Alabama. But I think in terms of the overall production and kind of the energy, what you need to be able to connect with the younger generation, Jamarcus Shepard has that type of energy that Holman Wiggins didn't. So I think you kind of upgraded in that sense. And again, no disrespect, and not just to say that something else that comes in is better. But I think when you're Caleb Cunningham and you have a relationship with Jamarcus Shepard and you understand the development, I think that why not Alabama? And you're talking about Caleb Cunningham, another wide receiver that was predicted to Alabama. I mean, can you imagine the targets that want to play for Keilon Russell, the number 1 quarterback? And he'll be a 5-star as well, Keilon Russell. So we're going to talk 5 stars in just a minute. Al Sanders, I appreciate you. Cook Barlow, what's up? I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being inside the comment box. So we go up top again. We start to talk about Ty Haywood. And we've been talking about Ty Haywood for a little bit in terms of he could be a guy that could jump on board for the offensive line. And Al Sanders, you're right. You imagine Derek Meadows, if he jumps on board. I mean, he was just in. Haven't really seen a big, update on him. Travis Smith, some people said that maybe he could be a silent commit. You pair him up with Caleb Odom. You pair him up with Ryan Williams. You pair him up with Latsier Brooks. The younger talent at wide receiver is phenomenal here at the University of Alabama. Raise the bar. What's up? I see you inside the comment box. Good morning to you. So Ty Haywood, and look at the bottom of each of these 5 stars. California, Mississippi, Texas. What Coach Kalen DeBoer has done in terms of recruiting the country has been really impressive. I mean, he's gone all over. He's gone to Pennsylvania. He's gone to New Jersey. He's gone to California. We'll talk about the California pipeline in just a minute. Hasn't stopped him. I mean, he has so much momentum right now, and a lot of it is because of the relationships that they are building. Think about this. Alabama didn't have one commit during the month of May. And I think it was kind of by design. April, there were some guys that jumped on board, but you really didn't understand like what this staff was putting together, and how could you? Because they just got here, right? Got here in January, February, March. They're working with the team trying to make sure that the roster is intact. But man, what they've done in the month of June has been really monumental. And they are the talk of college football right now. Go read your sites, Rivals, 24/7, On3. Who is the leader in terms of the headlines? It's Alabama and Coach Kalen DeBoer. Because what did people say about Coach Kalen DeBoer? What they say? Were you thinking it in the month of May? Be honest. Were you thinking that he couldn't recruit? I mean, look, and this isn't this is the cold summer, but I was saying this could be the ice age. And think about the 5 stars that could also jump on board along with these 3. Deshaun Lee, Caleb Cunningham, Ty Haywood. Okay, that would be 3. Keilon Russell, he gets elevated to a 5-star, right? That would be 4. You get Naheem Oda, right? Oford, right, to flip from Ohio State. And I know we've kind of gone back and forth, but he's the number 1 player from the state of Alabama, and Ryan Williams is recruiting him, right? What would that be, 5? That would be 5 stars, okay? So, and who knows who jumps on after that. And we've seen everything else. I mean, and when you look to the recruiting rankings, look to what Alabama has done. And I think they're number 2 on Rivals or 24/7, whatever the case is. Alabama has been shooting up the rankings. USC has dropped out of the top 5. They've lost their 5 stars, right? Philip is right. Keilon is certainly on this next level mode in terms of recruiting. And look at what they're. I think it was in March or in April, Alabama wasn't in the top 25. And I've learned since covering recruiting that you never look to where they're ranked that early, because there was one time I think I was covering it and I was talking with Andrew Bone, and he was like, "Man, Alabama only has 2 commitments in April." But he was like, I'm not worried about it, because when you went to the back end of that recruiting season, they finished out with the number 1 team. So, recruiting is a marathon. And what has happened here, Alabama, the players are coming in. You've seen the new energy. You saw the players walking up on the podium, right, when they were announcing Justice Terry, and he got his jersey. It was like the NFL draft. So Ohio State up at the top. LSU, they lost a 4-star last night, corner. Alabama, number 3 with 13 4 stars, and, call it 1 5-star, I guess. So 12, because Keilon Russell, he's going to get that 5-star. And then you got Clemson in there with 10 4 stars. Hood Jesus, what's up? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And a lot of people are mad. A lot of people are mad at Alabama. A lot of people are upset with, what like the headlines are reading right now, because Alabama, you thought they were going to die, and they get a big commit from Alabama. Now they get 3 predicted that are all 5 stars to jump on board. All right. This has been a massive month. We talked about that. And Bama is absolutely moving up in the rankings. I think they're number 2 or whatever, as we just indicated. And Keilon Russell certainly started it all. I love this graphic down here of Ryan Williams, because remember this, Ryan Williams wasn't here during the springtime. He was salivating to get here. Couldn't wait to be, a guy that wanted to put together the recruiting efforts for Coach Keilon DeBoer. It's been amazing that Coach Keilon DeBoer, how he's utilized his chess pieces on the board, right? This Courtney Morgan guy, the GM, everybody in college football is going to have a GM. But guess what? It's not going to be Courtney Morgan. This guy built Michigan, a team that just won a national championship, along with the assistant coaches, right, and Jim Harbaugh. He also helped Washington build their staff. They got to the national title as well. So now that he has the keys to and see, that's the thing. Somebody could give you the keys to a Bugatti, a Lambo, but you got to know how to drive it, a Porsche, right? You look at what Tommy Rees did. Tommy Rees had a lot of weapons last year from an offensive coordinator standpoint. The stage was too big for him. Courtney Morgan understands now that he has the keys, what he can do. And like Vanna is saying, the 5 stars are coming, 100%. The 4 offensive linemen are in. You get Ty Haywood. That would be 5 offensive linemen. And think about this. Talk about this at the bottom. The Cali pipeline. And I've brought this up a couple times. You looked at regionally where Coach Keilon DeBoer is recruiting from. So far, they have 4 commitments from the state of California. Right, big-time prospects. Chuck McDonald, Abdul Sanders was the first to jump on board. Jackson Lloyd, an offensive lineman, and then Alex Ostroff, right? He was a punter who jumped on board. And then you have Dejon Lee. That would be 5 committed prospects from the state of California. And I've talked about, retaining the ties to Florida, and there's a couple prospects that Alabama is certainly in play for. Ty Jackson, who was recently here. Ivan Taylor, who's committed to Notre Dame. Look, you got to be able to facilitate relationships within the state of Florida. I think that will come in time, but I'm not mad about where he's been recruiting from at all. I mean, this recruiting class is climbing up the rankings. And look, I think at the end of the day, this might be the number 1 recruiting class, right, in the entire country. It really might be. Might be the number 1 recruiting class in the country. As I said, you could have up to 5 stars. Let me ask you, Undefeated, why you guys are here. And Jarvis, you're absolutely right. I love how they're using Ryan Williams as their star power to the fullest. Let me ask you, okay, how many 5 stars do you think will end up committing to Alabama? Go ahead, post it inside the comment box. And let me ask you this. Who do you think will be next to commit to Alabama? Go ahead and post inside the comment box. For me, I think, being only 4 days away from June 28th, which is the date that Dejon Lee will announce his commitment, it seems like he could be the next player to commit, right? Marquise, what's up, man? See you inside the comment box, is saying 7 5 stars. J.S. Webb is saying 6 5 stars. Klink is saying 3. Hood Jesus is saying 5, right? Coach Sanders is saying 3. Brian, I agree. Tommy Rees over his head. But I think the first official 5-star, it's kind of hard because we all know that Keilon Russell is a 5-star, right? But I think when you look to the first official 5-star, I guess, coming, that would be Deshaun Lee. Someone's saying 10 5-stars. Larry Williams. Bruce is saying 4. Ben is saying 4. Joe Crooms is saying that Ty Haywood will be next to commit. Richardson, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Linda is saying 6. Brent is saying 5. You get what I'm saying? I mean, so the 5-stars are coming to. If you were out there and you were wondering, where are these 5-stars? Where are they going to be? That's where they are. And they're coming to Alabama. All right. As I said today, we will cover the news as it happens. And I just want to hit on a couple more things before I end my morning segment. I have a meeting to go to today. To everybody, and this is to everybody outside of the Alabama ecosystem. Look, what's happening right now at Alabama is certainly a changing of the guard from Coach Saban to Coach Keilon DeBoer. But what is happening right now is something that I don't think anybody anticipated other than Coach Keilon DeBoer in his own mindset. Because there was few people out there that felt that he could recruit at this high of a level, right? The brand has always been in place, and that's Alabama football. Outside of that, people were just like, it's just Saban. Well, I think they've proven that, the brand is here, and Coach Saban, what he built, we are going to retain, but also build on. I mean, getting these 5-stars predicted to come to Alabama, I think is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, because I think going forward, you could have up to 5, up to 6 5-stars. And why not Alabama? And one of the things that I think we're sleeping on is the fact that we've always looked to development in terms of Alabama players coming here, being developed, and then going to the NFL. Jarvis, you could look it up. You're my numbers guy. How many players went to the NFL draft under Coach Keilon DeBoer this past year at Washington? I know it's kind of overshadowed because Saban was doing his thing on TV, but he's going to be able to develop these players. And now that Alabama, these coaches are home, everything is in place, man, I think we're about to see. He sent 10 guys to the NFL. 10 guys, all right? Think about that. People forget about that, okay? So from a developmental standpoint, Coach Keilon DeBoer certainly has something cooking. These 5-stars are coming. And Hood Jesus, Jamie French was actually called out by Keilon Russell in an interview with 24/7 Sports. He was like, what's your recruiting pitch? And he was like, man, Khalid Lockett, let's do it. Called out a couple guys, and he also called out Jamie French. Did you see that? So there's a lot of wide receivers that want to come here. Travis Smith would be a great addition. Derek Meadows would be a great addition. Caleb Cunningham, come get it. And you look at the guys that are currently the receivers that are freshmen, right? Caleb Odom headlines. So does Ryan Williams. Man, Latsier Brooks, don't forget about him. Why not Alabama? It is really impressive to see what's going on. My name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I got a lot going on today. It's Monday. But as news happens, I got you covered with quality content. All right, quality content. That's what I want to produce to you guys, and always have tunnel vision just to talk Alabama football. So when news happens, think Alabama football. Continue to support the product. We will have our shows as long as they need to go. And, the sky's the limit. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling locked in. I got the tunnel vision. The aspirations of this channel are unlimited, right? And I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much for being inside the chat. 200 in means so much to me. Thank you for watching, and be notified. Hit the notification so you are notified every single time a video does drop right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I had a question come in from Jason. Hey, Kyle, does Keilon get that 5th star after the Elite 11? I heard Josh Pate say that Keilon was a 5-star caliber. Yeah. By the way, I'm sure you guys already follow Josh Pate, one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. In the industry. Yeah, I think the greatest thing about Keilon, I got to go in just a few minutes, but the greatest thing about Keilon Russell is he shut up everybody with his performance in California. He could have gone out there and finished like third, which would have still been dope. I mean, considering the competition out there. He goes out there as a 4-star, and the kid finishes as the MVP. So he earned that 5th star. So now you can't say to all those people out there, they're going to be like, well, he went to Bama, so he's gotten the Bama bump. No. Like, he earned that. And you know how we play over here. Like, there's no entitlement in terms of what happens with your career, with whatever. Like, you have to earn every single thing. That's what makes everything great, is when you earn it, right? Kobe Bryant always talked about it's not the destination, it's the journey. So the journey of earning that 5th star is so much better than just being entitled to get it because you went to Alabama. Get what I'm saying? This is the cold summer. It's freezing, but for real, it's like it's hot. Here in Tuscaloosa. I did my show yesterday morning after the Waffle House, and man, I couldn't stay out in front of Bryant Denny for too long because it was hot. So we will continue to break the news down as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. 2:14 in. I appreciate you guys. I got the workout in as well. It was a kettlebell workout. Because I don't wear, when I go out, I wear my regular watch. When I work out, I have like the Apple Watch. But I think I was up to like 425 in terms of burn calories. So let's get it. Triple digits today. Oh my goodness. You know what, Webbs? I haven't heard anything on Justice Terry so far. I think Georgia would probably be the favorite to land him. In-state guy. Georgia's got a lot going on as well. But I don't know, it's probably a long way from being over. Look, for all these guys, just because these guys are predicted, they still have to commit here. And then you have to be able to, solidify them. And you know what, Jay Bama, kettlebells are useless. So today I wore my 20-pound vest because I've been finding too, is like I need a little bit more when I do my kettlebells. Because kettlebells are Monday, and then speed and strength Tuesday, and I'm also like lifting as well. So up to 200 pounds, which is dope. Cold summer continues. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for liking the content on my morning segment. I will be back as news happens or other videos. Hey, Robert, if you guys want to work out with me, F3 Tuscaloosa, free workout every single day. You guys can come get it with me. I also lead because it's a pure lead deal. So have a good morning. Be productive. I will be back as news happens. Turn on the notifications so they drop. 3 are predicted to come to Alabama, 3 5-stars, which is crazy. I can't even imagine covering another program and like after covering Alabama, right? Because I'm like spoiled in covering national championships and top tier recruits, NFL drafts. It's amazing, man. I couldn't have landed up in a better spot, Tuscaloosa. So Coach Saban, he exited. Coach Keilon Russell picked up, and clearly he knows how to drive the Ferrari. And here we go. So 3 predicted to Alabama. Hit the thumbs up. I will be back as news happens. Watch for more videos right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Roll Tide. And I will talk to you guys soon as news happens.